What's up everybody, Yogi here. Today I got for you guys a Ninja Road Season 20 free to play only guide slash walkthrough. Man, that is a mouthful, and I have not done one of these in a while. So before we get into this guide slash walkthrough, let me make something very clear here. This is not the type of guide where you copy the exact same team that I have to be able to complete it. You know, these are all free to play Ninja. You shouldn't be bringing most of these in the first place. This type of guide is more like telling you guys all the stuff I figured out about this Ninja Road and, you know, giving you a heads up on some of the mechanics about it so that you guys can, you know, not die when you're trying to beat it. So first thing I'm showing off here is that Shizune only has one healing dupe. She's not maxed out, and she definitely doesn't have both of her healing dupes here. So, you know, I'm not getting the max amount of healing, basically. So for map 1 here, I already took out the first two. They all have very low HP, but the catch here is that they deal 1,500 damage per hit normally, so that's what is made to take you off guard. You basically supposed to just be like, oh, this is easy, I'll just regular attack, and then they catch you off guard and jack you up. So you just want to have an AoE jutsu ready to go around the beginning, and then from there just stall up for the next map. For the second map, we have 6 versions of Gar. They're all going to put up 1,000 defense on themselves. That means if you hit them with a regular attack with someone who has 1,500 damage, they're only going to take 500 points of damage from that attack. So it sounds like it's not that big of a deal here, but what they did is they gave them all a damage reduction field skill. So if they all get grouped up together, they're going to be taking next to nothing, while you are going to be taking a lot of damage from them. They don't do any jutsus, but again, if they group up and, you know, you're having trouble taking them out, they're gonna have no trouble comboing you with all their regular attacks. So after I get rid of all of them down to 1, I'm gonna stall up once again. Coming into the third map here, we have a lot of enemies, all with a countdown of 2. They all have a 100% chance of countering you if you are within their range, and also they are all vast range. So if you do not get rid of all of them or most of them within these 2 turns, you're pretty much going to get jacked up, super combo by all of them, and they do deal a good amount of damage. So you definitely want to come into this map with some AoE ultimates ready to go to get rid of them down to 1, and then stall back up for the next map. For the first boss here, we have Shukaku. Now when it comes to the main body, which is skill, and then the heart body part, those will be doing the wind bullet, and they can inflict you with slip damage. Both of them dealing over 1,200-ish damage. And then you have the two spots on the bottom, which are body. Those spots specifically ignore the type advantage you have. Or not the type advantage, the damage reduction you have. So if you are, if you have your 6-path Madara or whoever has damage reduction down there, they're going to be dealing regular damage regardless. And I found this out the first time I tried running this when Kurasuchi was not taking any less damage, or it wasn't working on my allies as well. Now it still works for the top 2 body parts, but since he has slip damage, it can pretty much knock you out that way. So this boss is not a complete cakewalk if you don't have the strongest units, but best way to go about it is keep your heart units up around the top regardless, and just move your other units out the way if you got to. That's what I'm doing here. Another good thing to take note of is that I am using a good amount of ninjas that have attack weakening. Ino, Naruto, and Anko all have it on their jutsu, and Naruto also has attack weakening on his ultimate. That's why I came into this map using that ultimate, just so that I could be able to survive here long enough to finish him off, because he did inflict both the main body and the heart spot with the attack weakening. On to the 5th map, I'm going to go ahead and switch to another one of my teams, which will be getting back all their chakra. This is something that happens every time you beat a boss. You'll be getting back, full chakra on the next map. I'm going to start off with Jiraiya's jutsu here. Now, if you guys didn't notice already, the theme with this team is immobilization, and that is something you're going to want to bring, or at least, have on one of your units for this map, because they do have a lot of HP here. Now, Kabuto, he's chill, alright? He's not really the problem here. The problem here is Orochimaru. Now, Orochimaru just does AoE damage on his ultimate, and so does Kabuto, but the difference is Kabuto will change everyone he hits into body types, which will make, all your units strong against him. However, he always goes first, which means he can basically turn all your units into body types, and Orochimaru will follow up right afterwards. And even though he does 1,350 damage to a unit regularly, he will be dealing around 4k damage by the time he's hitting your body units, now changed into body units basically. So after I get rid of Orochimaru, I'm just going to stall up against Kabuto, and I'm going to bunch up my units when he uses his jutsu so that all of them can turn into body. So I can take advantage of that on the next map, because that boss is going to be a heart type boss. We are now on to map 6 with Son Goku as the boss. Now, in all seriousness, I should have started off this map with my 3rd row first, that way I could stack the slip damage twice in a row, but I just decided to attack with all of my now body units just to get off as much damage as I could. Now, in this case, I'm going to be losing this team since the only healing I have is from both of my Jiraiya's and then Kaguya's field skill. But the main goal is just, use all of my ultimates, deal as much damage as I can to him before I lose this team. which I will go on back to the first team I was using, and I'll use them to finish off this map. Now when it comes to the spots all the way to the far left, it is either going to be poison for 5 turns that will take away 3000 HP if you get knocked into it, or it's going to be a negative chakra field that will take away 5 chakra if you are in it. So you definitely do not want any of your units getting into there. Most of his attacks will actually push you back, so that is the idea here. He keeps attacking you, and if you're not careful, he will push you into those spots, which can really mess you up or make you lose your team, of course. And when it comes to each of the spots, the body spot will just keep doing the explosive hit, the large circle around the bottom. The skill spot will be doing the monkey flame, which is on the far left of the map. You can avoid it by staying close to him. And the main body is also going to be doing explosive hit, but when it has danger, it's going to be doing floral mountain, which does 1600-ish damage, a very high amount once it hits all of your units. Pretty much close to the body, so the best place to stay is going to be around the top left of the map, but again, if you're not careful or very unlucky, he can push you into the negative fields behind you. On to map 7, we have the map that took me the longest to do. I'm going to go ahead and change over to my second team. This team has all body units except Heart, Impact, Pain. Now why am I using him in the first place? Well, it's because his ultimate takes away a percentage of enemies' maximum health, and that type of ability is becoming more and more useful as time goes on, since Bandai or Greed keeps making all these units have so much HP. So in this case, Pain is working like a free-to-play version of Hidan, since he's the only other unit who has the ability to take away percentage. Pain takes away 15% by the way, instead of 20 like Hidan, but he still gets the job done. So for this map, or what he's going to be doing is keep doing his jutsu every single last turn, and he will inflict you with a random effect every time. It can be slit damage, switch seal, chakra recovery seal, Jesus seal, immobilize, pretty much everything. I don't know if he does attack weakening, that might be the one he doesn't do, but in this case I used Pain first to get rid of a good chunk of his HP, and now I'm shuffling my units around. I just want to make sure that Indra is the one tanking against him, since he has damage reduction, which will offset the amount of damage he deals, and I'm healing because at most I can heal 550 with this setup. And when it comes to the other two rows consisting only of body units, I grabbed a bunch of units who have very long range ultimates so that I can hit Madara with the ultimate and stay away from him at the same time, because if you group up your units, he will be hitting them all. And sure, you got full body units here, but if he immobilizes all of them and the next time he hits them all with slip damage, it can be very, very bad. Tenten does have a 20% chance of resetting on her ultimate, and she did do that the first time I ran through this, which definitely made it go quicker. But you know, this time I wasn't as lucky, so you're gonna see just how long it can take with something like this. But on this map, main thing is getting rid of Madara as soon as possible using whatever ultimates you gotta do. Slip damage does work on him, by the way, but I don't have any ultimates that can inflict that on him from a safe distance with me on this team, so that's why I'm just gonna have to result to damage. And when it comes to the next map, the next boss, it doesn't even matter if you have chakra or not. So the goal here is just getting rid of Madara. On to map 8, we have Kitsuyu, the third boss. Now this map is incredibly easy, but first I need to point out that I am going to make the biggest mistake I ever made on this run, and that is the fact that I forgot to bring out Pain to use his ultimate to take away percentage of Kitsuyu's health. The reason I didn't do it the first time, or the first turn I was able to, is because I was still switch sealed, but afterwards, for some reason, I just forgot. I was too focused on attacking Kitsuyu. So anyway, the main body is going to keep using the body press on you, no bonus effects, so just damage to deal with. Then the bottom spot is going to be a recovery spot. So every time Kitsuyu activates that, both the main body and the recovery spot will be healing 5,000 every turn. But just because of the nature of this boss and her not dishing out, too much damage, at least with the setup I got going on, I'm just going to keep regular attacking using my jutsus on her, and I will eventually beat her. Now if you guys got a good amount of strong body units, let's say you got all long range body units and a good amount of healing, you could legit just hit auto and walk away, because as long as you're dealing over 5,000 damage per hit, yeah, you'll get rid of her eventually. On to map 9 here, we have One-Tailed Naruto. Now this is the infamous map that can definitely catch you off guard or make you lose your entire team if you are not ready for what he's going to do. But after you figure it out, or pretty much after you're done hearing me explain it, you'll see just how easy this map actually is. So what I'm going to start off doing is using a jutsu with Ino, Naruto, and Anko, because again they all have slip damage and attack weakening on their jutsus. And here's the deal with this map. You see he's a heart type. They want you to take out all of your body units like, yeah, I'm gonna get this, man. But in reality, what is going to happen whether you're damaging him or not is once you see change pop up, he's going to turn into a skill type. Once he's a skill type and you were just using your body units, if he hits one of them, well, that's what's going to make you lose. Normally he deals about 3,900 damage to whoever he hits, but after he changes his type and he hits a unit he's strong against, he's going to be dealing 18,000 damage by the time he's done with them. So that is why it can catch you off guard. So what you need to do is, as soon as you see change over his head, make sure you have all of your body units in the back row. Now for this team right here, I don't have any body units, so that's why I'm able to keep fighting, playing as normal. Now, however, once he is a skill type, he again will change to a body type once his HP gets somewhere below half at least. When that happens, you need to make sure all of your heart units are in the back row. After he turns into a body type though, that is it. He's not going to change his type anymore, and just to show you how easy it is, I'm going to just hit auto at some point because I have enough healing from Shizune, Naruto, and Tsunade going around to keep my HP up high enough, and the damage reduction from Kurasuchi is going to be affecting both herself and the teammates. So that 3,900 base for Saigon doesn't have anything on me. And he does have attack reduction on him. He will have it on him for a little bit, but even after it goes away, you'll see that I continually hit max HP. I'm also doing this because I need to stall up chakra for the last map anyway. But yeah, that's literally it for this map. Not as bad as you really think it is. Now we are on to the final map with Karuma. You can see my first team has almost full chakra, but I'm going to go ahead and switch to my second team. They are just going to nuke him, deal as much damage as they can until they are all gone. Now I'm going to use Pain's ultimate starting off so he can do that percentage damage. 90k damage as a free-to-play unit. That is freaking insane. It's awesome. I'm glad I farmed him up, but guess what? Even if you guys didn't farm him up or limit break him, he can still do the same thing here because he's only taking away percentage. Doesn't matter about his own stats, you know? So that took away 90k, but if you notice, he still has full chakra. That's because he has a 10% chance of resetting. So I get to use it again for another 68,000 damage. If you add that up, he's doing 158,000 plus damage to Karuma by the time, you know, he was done with them. So that's just amazing. Now, once my team is gone, I'm going to switch over to my first team again, which I will pretty much be doing the same thing I was doing with Shukaku, using some jutsus to get attack weaken and slip damage on, eat up his HP, lower the amount of damage he deals, and you know, that'll pretty much be it for what I need to do to beat him. Now, when it comes to the spots and everything he does, The body spot at the bottom is just the claw. It's actually shorter than usual. Usually the area of effect sticks out more, but honestly, it works out in the end because that means you can get even closer to him, close enough that your mid-range units can attack him and still not get hit with the claw. But the claw does basic damage to you, no bonus effects. And the same can be said about the tail beast bombs from the main body and the top of the head. Oh wait, that's what they want you to think. Both of those spots ignore damage reduction also. So the only way you're taking less damage from those attacks is if your units are, well, you know, they have the type advantage over them. That is again why heart units are good to use here. And it makes sense that, you know, heart units are good to use because that new Obito that came out, he will give you bonus points if you pull him, or not pull him, use him in Ninja Road here. So it's only natural that they did this, but that's what they're going for. Also corresponds with it because if you know how much dodge he has max duped, he has 40% dodge. So it's one of those things that they knew that they were ignoring type disadvantage for certain parts of this raid. So the next best thing is to dodge the attacks altogether. Anyway, you guys, that is pretty much it for this Ninja Road Season 20 free-to-play only guide slash walkthrough. I hope this video helped you guys out. It is definitely an improvement over the last Ninja Road because I don't mind farming it, and hey, it's once you know, get your groove going, get the right team going, I can definitely see this being completed in 20 minutes or less even, you know, something like that. Anyway, if this video did help you guys out, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe before you go. Peace.
That's right.